Hi everyone, Mr. Hawkins with Hawkins Tech, and I've been using iOS 26 for almost 2 weeks at this point. And in this video, I'm going to give you my overall experience running iOS 26, where I'm going to talk about my battery life, battery health, and performance, as well as run a Geekbench score during the video as well. But first, let's talk about some of the new features, a recap of some new features that we have in iOS 26 with the lock screen here. I like the way it gets darker, the wallpaper as you scroll up. And you can make the clock as large as you want. I've talked about this feature many times in iOS 26, and I do like the animation. Let me just clear. You can see a little bit of lag here. Let me just clear these notifications. There is a button to clear all of them here. You can see here, as I scroll up, it blends through the home screen, sort of as a liquid glass sort of view. And it is a really great update. Now, as far as my performance on iOS 26, if I go into podcast, wait for it to load, liquid glass works. We do some scrolling here. We give this a second to load in real time. Right there, you just saw some lag. So there is some lag with this update. And that's to be true on older devices. People are talking about battery drain and things like that. You can see that there is lag in this update. But on the app library, it seems to perform okay. Although there is some lag here. So if we try it again, we give it a second to load here. We give this page a second. iOS 26 performs good when the iPhone isn't lagging or overheating, but it definitely overheats quickly. But if I go into my battery health here, my battery health is at 80%, and I'm not getting good battery life on this iPhone. Since I've just started using this iPhone today, I don't know why it's calculating this incorrectly, but it's saying I've had 3 hours, 17 minutes screen on time, 2 hours, 5 minutes screen off time, which is incorrect. But if I take a look at yesterday's battery health, here's a way to calculate it. 80%, and I got only 2 hours, 48 minutes screen on time, and 37 minutes screen off time, and my battery went down to 42%. So I get terrible battery life on this iPhone 12, and it is an older model, so it will overheat and lag on iOS 26. Now let's take a look at battery life on the iPad. Looking at battery health on the iPad here, if I go into settings, we give it a second to load here. We go to view all battery usage. It's saying I had 1 hour, 20 minutes screen on time, 12 minutes screen off time. That is on my iPad Air 4th generation. I've never tested the battery on here, in a while. Well, I have actually, and it does go down pretty quickly. It probably gets the same amount of battery as my iPhone 12. It doesn't really get great battery life. Now I'm going to go ahead and run a Geekbench score. Geekbench completed, and on my iPhone, we scored 2029 for single core, 4338 for multi-core. If we take a look at last week, I scored 1994 for single core, 4144 for multi-core. Geekbench completed, and on my iPad, we scored 2107 single core, 5105 for multi-core, and if I go into when I ran it last week, I scored 2120 single core, 5076 for multi-core. As far as what's next from Apple, well, we were supposed to get iOS 26.0.1, as we really need a new update, as a lot of people are having problems with iOS 26. A lot of people are frustrated with the way the performance is. For me, I have an older iPhone, but it's still supposed to be an overall good experience for the most part. But as you saw earlier, and since running that Geekbench score, I will take another look at performance to see if it's better or worse, because I let it sit for a while indexing that Geekbench score. So you see, performance now is a little bit better. When I did it earlier, you guys seen the lag in the performance. As I was scrolling up in podcasts in the app library, it was lag. So that's why we need iOS 26.0.1. Now, for older iPhones, iPhone 11 and iPhone 12, like what I have, it will lag and it will have some performance issues, as these are older devices. But hopefully soon I do get to upgrade this device. I know I've been saying that for a while. You guys will be the first to see it on this channel. But we can expect the week of September 29th, iOS 26.0.1. Now, would I expect iOS 26.1 beta 2? It's possible, but most likely I would expect that the week of October 6th. Now, also, we can expect beta 3 the week of October 13th. And I did put up a community post a couple days ago. I was initially going to install beta 3, though I have my developer beta account. If I go into settings, if I go into software updates, then I go into beta updates here. We give it a second to load here. I was going to install iOS 26.1 beta 3. However, I'm changing things around and I will only install the RC, as beta updates can be quite buggy and I cannot back up my iPhone at the moment, as I don't have any iCloud storage. Now, the RC, while it's technically a beta, it's very identical to the final release. I do have a backup, but it is not the most recent one. It's from over the summer, as my iPhone was somehow able to do a backup then. So going forward, I will just install the RC of every update, though I will still make videos of all the betas the same way I've been doing, with pictures and screenshots. But when the RC releases, that's when I will install the update, so I can get it a week early before the general public, test it out, see how it runs. The RC is less likely to have serious bugs. Occasional bugs I'm okay with, some app crashes here and there. But anything major, iPhone rebooting, iPhone getting stuck on the Apple logo, can have risks in the beta. That's why I will install the RC. But if you are running iOS 26.1 beta, leave a comment as how is the experience running for you. But we can see iOS 26.1 beta 3 the week of October 13th. Now, the week of October 20th, we could see iOS 26.1 RC. This is where I will install the update. I will install iOS 26.1 RC the week of October 20th. Now, on the 27th, we should get iOS 26.1. Now, last year, Apple released iOS 18.1 quite early. They released it at around 10 a.m. Central Time. I don't know if they're going to do that again. Probably not. But we got iOS 26 or 18.1 on the 28th. I would expect iOS 26.1 on October 27th. Then after that, I would expect iOS 26.2, then iOS 26.3, beta 1 towards mid-December. And when we get the 0.3 update, this is also from last year. You guys know, as I covered it on my channel, the 0.3 update, we will only have one beta. And then January comes, then we're going to get beta 2, then the RC, and so forth. Now, I will still be doing that Q&A live stream in November, so make sure you guys stay tuned for that on the Hawkins Tech channel on November 16th. As far as anything else, well, that's it for iOS 26. Overall, it's a great update, but a lot of people are frustrated with the update and giving it excessive battery drain. I hope we get iOS 26.0.1. As on my iPhone 12, I don't get good battery life, but this is an older iPhone, but maybe iOS 26.0.1 will fix even older iPhones, as older iPhones should perform exceptionally good on iOS 26.0. I'm Mr. Hawkins with Hawkins Tech, and I will see you guys in the next video. Peace.